We're back.
Meanwhile,
he said his greatest contribution is the ones you leave behind. Raised on the ways and general kindness of a small town southern man. Welcome back. First time in a long time. Today we have a video for you. We are going to do predicting winners of divisions, AFC, NFC, Northeast, Southwest. And then we're going to do an impact player for each of those teams that we think is either going to break out or who's going to be like the team's MVP type of thing.
Yeah.
So let's get right into it.
Sure, we've been lacking recently, but
yeah, we have been. I've been hitting the links more than I've been cranking out videos. So
school starts, so life started.
Yeah, you know how it is.
So yeah, but let's get into this.
All right, here we go.
All right. So we're gonna start off with the AFC. Go from North, East, South, and West, and then obviously the NFC, Northeast, South, and West.
All right.
We'll start it off.
So for AFC North, I have the new highest paid man in the NFL.
Dude, honestly, the AFC North I think is the best division in football.
Yeah, it might be the most competitive for sure. Yeah.
There's a couple teams you can choose here.
Yeah, and that's another, I've seen stuff that Lamar Jackson might break out this, or not break out, but go back to form. But I have the highest paid man in the league winning it in Joe Burrow and the Bengals.
Yep.
You?
Who's your guy?
Oh, my guy, I have T. Higgins because they didn't get the deal done, and he's in a contract year, and they already kind of said they're not going to pay him because they're going to have to pay Jamar Chase, and they just gave Joe Burrow the bag. Sure. So I think T. Higgins is going to go scorched earth in a contract year and get paid in free agency. So
that's what they always do. I
have him as my impact player.
I also have the Bengals win the division. I mean, I was thinking either them or the Ravens, but I'm going again. Joe Burrow just got the bag, so he's going to go crazy.
$55 million a year.
That is crazy.
Bonkers.
Plus Jamar Chase, I think, is top 3 receiver in the league. So, and my breakout player, key player, I'd say. But I do have Jamar Chase as being the key player for the Bengals. But like you said, T. Higgins is that guy too.
All right. AFC East. This is a tricky one too because this is another really good division.
Especially this year.
You have the Jets, you have the Bills, you have the Dolphins, and you have the Patriots who. You can never count them out, really, as long as Belichick's there. But, I don't know. I liked what I saw on Hard Knocks, so I have the Jets. And, you know me, I just love Aaron Rodgers. But I think that team is team is so talented.
That offense is crazy.
They were what were they? They were 6-1 last year, and then they finished 7-10, and they were a quarterback away from making the playoffs. And you give them Aaron Rodgers, who. People forget. Yeah, last year wasn't his best, but you forget he won 2 MVPs in 3 years, the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And he can still do it.
And he's got the best receiving core he's ever had, probably.
Maybe.
Who's your
my impact player? I have Garrett Wilson. I think he's gonna win Offensive Player of the Year or kind of break out. He had a great rookie year. Don't get me wrong, and that was with Zach Wilson. But imagine what he can do with a Hall of Fame quarterback, and he's no doubt the number 1 receiver on that roster, so I have Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, I have so much faith in Garrett Wilson. I picked him as my first receiver in fantasy. So, my team for the AFC East, though, I went with the Bills. I'm playing it a little safe.
Yeah, safe pick for sure.
I'm playing it a little safe, but I can Josh Allen when he does crazy work. But my key player, I went with Dalton Kincaid.
Ooh.
Because you could pick Diggs, obviously you could pick Diggs.
I got Kincaid in fantasy. He's my backup in fantasy.
But I mean he was balling at Utah. They needed a tight end. They got one. A little safety blanket for Josh Allen. So you could pick DeMar Hamlin though too. Come on now, comeback player of the year.
We are recording this video the Saturday before the season starts. So Thursday night's already played, so the Lions-Chiefs game's already done, but this is before Sunday. So we get to see this matchup right away on Monday night.
For real.
So we'll see. But for the South, I have the Jaguars. Yeah. Went out, added weapons, Calvin Ridley. They drafted a running back too. They have weapons.
Yep.
And I think my impact player, it's not really an impact player, but just some... I have T-Law because Trevor Lawrence, I think he's a dark horse for MVP.
Yeah.
And because what they did last year when they kind of figured out late in the year, and then Doug Peterson, quarterback kind of guru. Like, if he can win a Super Bowl with Nick Foles, I'm pretty sure he can win a Super Bowl with Trevor Lawrence. So this team, I have Trevor Lawrence as like my breakout player.
Dude, and plus, like, this division is so bad that
this is the worst division.
They're gonna steamroll everybody in this division. So, and I also, if you couldn't tell, I have the Jags too. But
easy.
I went with a different key player. I went with Calvin Ridley just because coming back from 2 years off.
One.
It was one off. Okay, I felt like 2, but having 1 year off, I was seeing some stuff in practice. He was going crazy. So
yeah, man's about to bet on himself now.
He is.
For the AFC West, I have the Chiefs. Yeah, they lost week 1, but you're without Travis Kelce, and they need to figure some stuff out.
Yeah.
And for my impact player, I have the receiving core because somebody just needs to make a play and step up.
For real, though.
I don't care who it is, but they had, between Kadarius Toney and Sky Moore, they had 8 targets and only 1 catch, and like 4 or 5 of them were off both of their hands. So they need to figure that out. I think MVS is their best receiver.
Yeah,
he has to be, right?
I don't know why he wasn't even on the field.
Late in the game he wasn't even on the field, which was kind of questionable because he had the 2 biggest catches in that game. But whatever. So the receiving core is the question mark.
For real, it is.
So they need to figure that out, and they need another playmaker besides Kelce. And it kind of got exposed that Thursday night that without Kelce, someone had to step up, and in the past it was Tyreek Hill and.
Even last year, though, it was MVS.
Yeah, and then now this year, nobody really stepped up, so.
Yeah, that was embarrassing.
Who you got?
My AFC West team, I went with the Chargers. I'm not playing it safe, but,
No,
I think the Chargers are kind of like that. Justin Herbert last year, he went crazy. I don't know if they go to the Super Bowl or anything like that, but I do think they can win the division for sure. And my impact player, you could go with, obviously, Justin Herbert. You can go with Keenan Allen. I went with Derwin James, though. He's a leader of the defense.
This is the first year he's, fully healthy, too.
Leader of the defense, fully healthy. And they're going to they need a good defense because they're going to score points. So, I'm going Derwin James to lock it down on D.
NFC North, I thought about the Lions here, but I just can't do it. I went with the Packers. I think that the Packers are either going to be really, really bad or surprise a lot of people, and I'm going the route I think they're going to surprise people. I think Jordan Love is a good dude, head down, works hard. So I think that the Packers are going to. I think the Bears are overrated personally.
No, they are.
And then the Vikings, I don't know. The Vikings, you never really know what you're going to get. One season they'll win the division, the next season they won't make the playoffs. It's just weird. But my breakout player, I have Romeo Doubs. He just couldn't stay healthy last year, but he was making plays last year too. Yeah. And
plus with Christian Watson out now.
Yeah, Christian Watson's out week 1, so I think Romeo Doubs is going to step up and have a big game and a big season.
He played good last year too. All right, my NFC North team though, I went with the Lions. I like what I saw this Thursday.
That defense is good.
Defense is great. Amon-Ra's a dog. I think he had more points, if not a little less, than Patrick Mahomes did in fantasy. And my breakout player for the Lions, I have Jahmyr Gibbs. They're going to need to have a running game established because Jared Goff can't do it all. And I think, he showed signs that he could be a really good player in the NFL this past Thursday, but I think he wins Offensive Rookie of the Year.
I think watching the game on Thursday night, one of the most underrated free agent signings was C.J. Gardner-Johnson. He's a beast.
Yeah, they do have a crazy defense.
All right. NFC East, I have the Cowboys.
Wow.
I know it's hard, but I wanted to switch it to the Eagles, but I looked at what the Eagles lost on defense, and it was a lot. They lost C.J. Gardner-Johnson on the back end. They lost T.J. Edwards. Yeah, they have Nakobe Dean. And then they lost an interior lineman in Jonathan Hargrave. And I just think that defense isn't going to be as good as last year. The offense is going to be, I think, maybe a little better. But I don't know. I think the Cowboys are more well-rounded. That defense is good. And if Dak doesn't turn the ball over, that's literally the only thing that's holding them back. If Dak doesn't turn the ball over, they traded for Trey Lance, and every season someone needs a storyline. So if Dak starts to suck and they bring in Trey Lance, America's team is back, and Trey Lance is the savior and the messiah. So we'll see. But I have the Cowboys.
Who's your,
My impact player, I have. Who did I write down? Oh, I have Tony Pollard.
yeah.
Again, he's on the franchise tag, and I think maybe something will happen within the running back market, maybe not. But I think he deserves a bag just because he is so versatile. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pair him to McCaffrey, but like the style is the same where you can use him in both run and pass. I'm not saying he's McCaffrey. He's not McCaffrey, but the way you can use him is similar. So I have Tony Pollard.
Yeah, for sure. I went with the Eagles in the NFC East, though.
I'm bad.
No, you're good. You're good. I went with the Eagles. I think they're probably the best team in the NFC, to be honest with you. They have the best quarterback in the NFC, Jalen Hurts. And my key for the Eagles, though, is their running back room. I'm not naming one player. I'm just saying their entire running back room because they have so many of them. So I think if they can all have some glimpses of, like, being good. You have Boston Scott, DeAndre Swift. I think he's a starter, right?
Yeah, Kenneth Gainwell.
Kenneth Gainwell. You have three guys that are all gonna get reps. So as long as they do their job, I think it'll be good for Jalen Hurts and the Eagles.
For the South, I have the Saints. Again, this is like a super weak division.
Terrible.
I mean Tampa's completely out of it for me. I don't think they have a chance at winning this. The Panthers may be a dark horse. We could see. I think the Panthers might be a dark horse. Falcons,
more than likely not.
Again, they need a quarterback.
Who's their quarterback?
Desmond Ridder, and then Taylor Heineke. So I just went with the Saints. Derek Carr comes in, they're a veteran.
Mm-hmm.
They have offensive weapons. Their defense is good too. They have a defensive head coach. But my breakout player or MVP is Chris Olave. I think he makes a leap this year.
Yeah.
And then sometimes he had problems staying healthy last year, so if he can stay healthy, I think he's gonna have a big year for them.
Plus they got Jameson Williams too, or not Jameson.
Jamal Williams. Yeah, Jamal
Williams. Yeah, my bad. I also have the Saints, just like you said. Bringing in Derek Carr, I think that's really what they needed was a quarterback, and now they have it. Plus Olave step up, and even though Kamara is gonna be out for the first 3 weeks.
Yeah,
Jamal Williams, he'll do fine. I'm not really worried about it, but plus I think they have a pretty good defense. Yeah, they do have a good defense.
They have a good defense.
Yeah.
All right, for the West, I have the 49ers, and I think the 49ers win this division by a large margin. I mean, and then it
could be the Seahawks.
The Seahawks might be the second best team in the division, but they're not going to win the division. I don't think there's any scenario where they win the division. It's just the Niners are so far above everyone that's in that division, minus Seattle maybe. But I don't think Geno has as good of a year as he had last year, personally. Yeah. Not saying he's going to be bad, but I just, that was just...
Yeah, it was just
out of the blue. You just don't expect that. Yeah. So I think the Seahawks finish second, and then you got the Rams, and I think the Cardinals are probably on the first pick.
Yeah, they are the worst team, I think, in the league.
Yeah, and then my breakout, not a breakout player, but, it's going to run through him. I have McCaffrey, especially if, the first couple weeks you kind of, are easing Brock Purdy back in, from the injury. But then again, you have Sam Darnold too. So but they already said Brock Purdy's going to start. But I have Christian McCaffrey. I just think he's the best running back in football.
Yeah.
And he's going to get touches. So.
Yeah. I also had the 49ers win the division. Like you said, it's not really much competition for them in this division at all. But my breakout star, key, whatever you want to call it, I just chose their entire secondary because looking at their depth at corner, it's not looking good, to be honest with you. And if you want to win games, you're going to need to have a good defense. Obviously, they have a good defense. The front seven's good. You look at the secondary, though, it's a little shaky. So if they can,
their best. They have Travarius Ward, and then they have, I forgot his name. He's a safety, but he was a rookie All-Pro last year. I forgot his name. Wears number 29.
Yeah, he's got the long hair.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
he's got a long last name.
Yeah. Yeah, he was decent, but
decent. He was all pro.
Yeah, decent.
All right. But this is it. Thank you guys for watching. Our next video will be predicting awards. So MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Offensive Rookie, Defensive Rookie. And we're gonna pick who we think is gonna make it to our Super Bowl matchup.
Preseason, or not preseason, kind of preseason, but
yeah, kind of week 1.
Yeah.
So As always, appreciate you guys watching.
Yep.
Hope you enjoyed it. It's good to be back.
For real.
Deuces.
Deuces.